I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Scatterbug. One interesting connection between Japan, where Pokemon is made, and France, where the 6th generation is set, is silk. Sericulture has been practiced in China for 6,000 years, legends telling that it originated from a silk cocoon falling into the Empress's hot tea and unravelling as she tried to remove it with a spoon. It was a closely guarded secret of China for centuries, but eventually Japan learned to weave silk and became the first country to modernize the process, dominating global manufacture for decades. France, centuries after Japan first stole the secret, became the silk capital of Europe for a short while. So much trade and wealth and prestige tied to a fabric produced by little caterpillars just wanting to make a cocoon and evolve to their final stage. Scatterbug is a simple black caterpillar Pokemon with an oversized head and a white silk ruff around its neck. Paris is still considered a fashion hub, and along with a history in silk, it makes sense even the bugs would sport a handsome neckerchief. Scatterbug isn't known for wearing clothes though. It's known for scattering various powders, much like a real moth may do. Pokemon X tells us, when under attack from bird Pokemon, it spews a poisonous black powder that causes paralysis on contact. And Pokemon Y, the powder that covers its body regulates its temperature, so it can live in any region or climate. The Japanese name is Kofukimushi, the powder-blowing bug. To produce these powders, it munches through anything and everything, just as real moths eat their way through clothes in a cupboard. Pokemon Scarlet tells us, any poison this Pokemon takes in is converted into a black powder and secreted. That's why Scatterbug can eat poisonous leaves and roots. And Pokemon Violet says, this Pokemon scatters poisonous powder to repel enemies. It will eat different plants depending on where it lives. Some real-life moths, like the carpet-eating moths, don't just eat clothes, but use fibers and hairs from their environment to form a unique kind of cocoon, leaving their heads exposed and resembling a hairy caterpillar that's been partially shaved. At level 9, Scatterbug dons a similar coat of its own when it evolves into Spewpa. Spewpa still shows Scatterbug's same face, with the little scarf now extending down to form a kind of cape over its whole body. Pokemon X tells us, it lives hidden within thicket shadows. When predators attack, it quickly bristles the fur covering its body in an effort to threaten them. As the name implies, this is a pupa that spews. Pokemon Y tells us, the beaks of bird Pokemon can't begin to scratch its stalwart body. To defend itself, it spews powder. The Japanese name, Kofurai, combines Scatterbug's name, Kofukimushi, with Furai, to wonder. This is a cocoon, but not a stationary one, like Metapod or Kakuna. Pokemon Violet says, Spewpa doesn't live in a fixed location. It roams where it pleases across the fields and mountains, building up the energy it needs to evolve. Like Kakuna and Metapod, this is a gestation period before the final form, and like those two, it will only take 3 levels. As at level 12, Spewpa will evolve into Vivillon. Vivillon is Pokemon number 666. The devil wears Prada, and this bug and flying Pokemon is also a fashionista, with 20 different patterns of colourful wings available in-game, and each of those with its own shiny form. Pokemon X tells us, Vivillon with many different patterns are found all over the world. These patterns are affected by the climate of their habitat. And Pokemon Y says, the patterns on this Pokemon's wings depend on the climate and topography of its habitat. It scatters colourful scales. Personally, I'm a big fan of the bright pink Meadows form, found in parts of Spain and France, and the Sun form found in Mexico. As well as regional colorations based on the real-world location in which one plays the game, there are two other forms, Fancy and Pokeball, which are only available through promotional events. Even in the trading card game this was attempted, as friend of the show Mikey from Pokemon Crossroads explained. Vivillon never saw any competitive play, though the first Vivillon card from XY base set did try to mimic Vivillon's gimmick of having a different appearance depending on where you got the card in the world. He also included an article from Bulbapedia, which I'll try to put in the show notes. Vivillon, the name in English and Japanese, combines vivid and papillon, the French for butterfly. It certainly is a vivid butterfly, and by requiring trainers to connect with players literally playing in other countries, it is excellent at encouraging trade and cooperation. It isn't much of a competitive monster, but that's okay. This one's for the collectors. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. If you enjoy the podcast, find out about my other shows at podcastiopodcastius.org. Get in touch on Blue Sky at podcastpodcast, or support the show at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. I love hearing from listeners. Up next are Litleo and Flabebe, so hit me up about those or any other Pokemon. Even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Scatterbug. And remember, I love you too.